Hello, welcome to our July 2023 Ask the Expert interview series. Today I have two very familiar faces with KLEF with me today. We have Ramon Buntin, he's the immediate past president of KLEF, and Carol Hollander. She is our incoming president, I guess current president as of now, of the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation. So we just wanted to talk with them both about their experience getting up to the presidency, and then kind of talk about Ramon's year, his experience, and any advice he might have for Carol in the upcoming year. So thank you all both for being on with me today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Well, you all are now at what, 4 and 5 years into the presidency point. So you're experts on all matters of Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation, right? So.
Oh, wait, said that.
Well, you are. So Ramon, I'll start with you. I just want to talk about, you were president in the 2022-2023 fiscal year. So just tell us about any, this can be personal goals that you had for yourself or team goals that we may have had. Just anything that you, going into last year had goals for.
One of my goals was to get a low vision clinic for Kentuckiana, because we don't have one currently. And I think that it would not only benefit the people of Kentucky, but also the surrounding cities as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that was a big working point just throughout your year. That was something that we have worked on, you and the committee and Lindy, and proud to say that that is something that's going to take place. We announced back in May that the board had approved to start that. So congratulations on that goal achieved and, getting one step closer.
Thank you.
So overall, Ramon, what was your experience like as president of the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation?
Overall, it was a great experience. I found out that even though some people may not agree with you, they will come together and agree with what's best for the foundation and the people that the foundation serves. So that is something that really made me proud of being a president, how individuals can come together for the better good.
Yeah, and I assume we're probably not the only organization, but we do have, a wide variety. We have a large board, and, you get 35 cooks in a kitchen, and you have a lot of opinions, and,
You definitely have a lot of
So, I understand exactly what you're saying. It is good that everybody can kind of take their outside hats off, put their KLEF hat on, sit down and think, what is best for the organization, who we serve, what we do, and kind of put outside differences aside and come together. So, and it takes good leaders to be able to, manifest that. So thank you both for being a part of that.
Yeah.
I guess, what is something that you are most proud of over your year?
I'm proud of the progress that the foundation has made past COVID, post-COVID, as I would say, with continuing to implement the things that we used in COVID, as well as progressing to the things after COVID to make our events more productive and to get more attendance and more funding for the things that we have, the new ideas that it gave us.
Yeah, very good. And then kind of lastly here, just what was your favorite part? Anything that stands out to you?
I love everything about the organization, how it continues to help others and strive to help others and go above and beyond to do that. But one of my favorite events every year as the Mr. and Mrs. Basketball, to get to see all those young talents all in one place and to see their smiling faces and being excited about where they're going to go and who they're going to be in life, not necessarily with basketball, but in life general. That is just, to me, just a blessing to see so much positivity, especially from young adults in that event with everything that's going on around us. It's just a beautiful thing and a blessing to see.
Yeah. All right. And then any advice that you can give to Carol as she's moving in to the presidency role, and just any small words of wisdom here for her?
Yeah, just keep striding forward, continue to do what you do. Carol is already off to a great start. Carol was instrumental with helping me with my presidency. I just want to tell her that whatever goals you have, stick with them, continue to press forward with them, because even though you may have some individuals that may be totally against it at first, once they see the good and the benefit that it's going to do for Kentucky and the adjoining cities, they will eventually come over, as I said, into the light instead of staying in the dark.
Well, thanks, Ramon, because that's some good advice. But I'm just simply going to build on what you've already set in motion at this point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Carol, as our incoming 2023-24 president, guess what are you looking forward to the most this next year?
I think it's a combination of things. First, I'm looking forward to working with our outstanding staff and all of our trustees. I think it's that we have the possibility of making the foundation even better and more widely known than what it is currently.
Do you have any specific goals that you're shooting for this year?
Specific goals, of course, I want to make sure that that low vision clinic does actually come to fruition and that we get it up and running this year. I'd also like to see us have a little more engagement with the clubs elsewhere, further out in the state, because I think there's some that they don't really realize exactly what KLEF has to offer. Oftentimes, I think they think we're just sort of in the Louisville, Lexington area, and they don't really realize, although, yes, we put that information out there, sometimes you have to do it multiple times before people really, the light bulb comes on and said, oh, yeah, we can do that.
Mm-hmm. So you've mentioned the low vision clinic. Are there any other programs or services, projects of KLEF that are kind of your priority this next fiscal year?
Well, I want to make sure that all the programs we currently have are working well. I'd like to potentially explore the possibility of partnering with, say, the Diabetes Project to assist with their screenings as well.
And Carol, what made you interested in serving on the board for KLEF and kind of working your way up to presidency?
It really had to do with, I like the mission of KLEF. I like the fact that we provide those free vision screenings to individuals. I think it's something that there isn't another group in the state that does. By the same token, a lot of people said, well, I just want to do a screening and nothing else. But you also have to realize that part of service is stepping up to serve in leadership roles as well. So that's essentially what it was.
And this is a question for both of you, just kind of talking about the leading up to being on the board. You've come in as third vice, second vice, first vice. So you're in here, for at least 4 years. What would you all say to someone who is considering moving up and becoming third vice president? Is there any advice or direction that you would give someone who is maybe in the back of their mind thinking, yeah, I might work up towards KLEF presidency?
Well, I would say that make sure they know the mission of the foundation, uh, get to know some of the people that are already on the executive board and some of the trustees, get a very well-rounded feel of everybody and what the mission and Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation entails of before making that decision. Because like Carol said, the Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation has so much to offer to people in Kentucky. And that mission continues we want to continue to allow that mission to grow along with the notoriety of the foundation. Because like Carol said, some of the far Lions clubs in Kentucky, they still really don't know what we do. So we have to allow people to know who we are, what our mission is, and to be able to live up to that mission.
And I think from my perspective, some advice that I would give would be to realize that when you step into that role, essentially you're becoming an advocate for the foundation. You essentially become an ambassador promoting the foundation throughout the Commonwealth.
And just from my perspective, like looking at what you all do, it is a considerable commitment. A lot of time, you all spend a lot of time in meetings, either in person or on Zoom. You're in different committees, so that would be kind of my 2 cents, is that, people need to realize that this is a significant time commitment as well. I mean, it's 4 years, and it's not just 4 meetings a year. It's, I would say a part-time job for you all, because to be successful and to do the things that you all have mentioned, to grow and to increase our awareness, and, we need people to dedicate that time, because it does take more than just 4 meetings a year to make it all happen. So thank you all.
And I think your current set of officers have taken that into consideration and have thought about that, thinking about the path that they wanted to take in serving.
Yeah. And I recommend you be retired to do that job as well.
You do need some time. I think that's, that would probably be my main thing. If somebody asked about it, said, well, do you have an extra 10 to 20 hours a week? Some weeks, I mean, it's not every week like that, but I'm sure you all have had 20-hour weeks or more with things going on. So
yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up here. Just, I want to hear from both of you all kind of what your greatest experience, and this doesn't have to be during your presidency year, but just throughout working with KLEF at any point, kind of what is your most memorable experience? We'll start with Ramon.
Most memorable experience. Oh my God. I guess my most memorable experience is when Mark Webb called me up in reference to being the 3rd vice president. I'm sitting up here thinking nobody knows who Lonely Ramon Buntin is. And Mark reached out to me as being, at the time, I was still the current president of the Kentucky West End Lions, the West End Lions Club. And when he sat down with me, I never will forget it. He had me come up to the foundation and walk down to Panera Bread. And when he talked to me and he laid out what the vice president, the 3rd vice president was going to be, I was like, dude, that's a lot of responsibility. And you want me? He was like, yeah, I think you would be good at it. And the talk that we had with some of his ideas and where he wanted the foundation to go to was my most memorable part of being a part of the foundation because Mark is well known, and Mark is a very, in my opinion, intelligent person. And just for him to take time out to locate me and call me and ask me to come into the foundation was the most memorable time for me. Mm-hmm. So Mark Webster, thank you for inviting me to this foundation. I do not regret it at all. I love the people that I've met. I love the people that I became to come closer to outside of the foundation. And if it wasn't for Mark, I would not have got that opportunity to work with such wonderful people and to meet the great people within the foundation.
That's awesome. We do love Mark Webster. So thank you, Mark, for bringing on Ramon and inspiring him to become a leader of KLEF. And we truly appreciate both of you. So
thank you.
We'll ask the same of Carol, kind of what's your most memorable or, best experience with KLEF at this point?
I think part of it is having the opportunity to work with a great group of Lions, and it changes over the years as you go. However, even those who are past trustees and officers still oftentimes are still engaged. But I think for me, a lot of times it's seeing the hands-on service that we're doing and participating in that, and seeing not only where you can help the specific individuals, but seeing everyone, whether they're Lions or they're just volunteers coming in, the excitement and the passion that they have in doing those vision screenings. So I think that's what sticks with me more than anything else.
Yep. All right. Well, I greatly appreciate both of your time today. Thank you for talking with me. You are not relieved of your expert duties, Ramon. You're still a KLEF expert until you decide you don't want to be. So,
all right.
You're the immediate past president, so you still have a major role.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, but we appreciate both of your service, and we enjoy working with both of you. You all, help the staff, and we're glad to be able to have such a good board to work with, and we appreciate everything that you all do.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Well,
we couldn't do it without you all.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we will wrap up our July Ask the Expert interview. Thank you, Ramon and Carol, for being on with us today, and we hope everyone has a wonderful week.
Yeah.